we have been telling you about Vice President Harris losing yet another staffer, her 10th since June. This is an explosive new book, comes out May 3rd, reveals things not good behind the scenes. White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield apparently placing the blame squarely on the vice president, privately citing her missteps as a senator and presidential candidate. OutKick founder Clay Travis is here to react. Good morning to you, Clay.
Good morning, Steve. Appreciate you all having me.
Well, there's trouble in paradise. Let me read you a quote from this new book. In private, Kate Bedingfield had taken to noting that the vice president was not the first time in Harris's political career that she had fallen short of sky-high expectations. Her Senate office had been messy, and her presidential campaign had been a fiasco. Perhaps, she suggested, the problem was not the vice president's staff, insinuating, Clay, the problem was the vice president.
Well, I think this is a big story, Steve, and I think it's reflective of where Kamala Harris came from in California, which has become a de facto one-party state, meaning she wasn't really challenged in her runs in California because she was their great hope there and because she had managed to corral so much Democratic support. Well, there's not a real strong opposition party. Certainly the media doesn't press her. And remember, this is a candidate for president who had to drop out of the Democratic primary before there had even been a vote taken. She was polling at 1 or 2 or 3%. Right. Democrats were not responding well to her at all, Steve. So at some point, if you keep having the same problems and you keep changing staff and those problems don't go away, right, maybe, and I think Kate Bedingfield's making a point here, the issue is the vice president herself.
Well, and apparently after the vice president went down to Guatemala and she had that terrible interview with Lester Holt saying, well, I've never been to Europe either. And there were these stories that appeared that showed the discord behind the scenes. The president apparently hit the roof and he said, he called in all the senior staff. Hey, if anybody blabs, anybody leaks, you're gonna get canned. Well, over the last number of months, how many people have just kind of mysteriously gone out the door?
Well, I think it's a good point, and that's actually a credit to Biden, who, I got to be honest with you, Steve, I was stunned that he picked Kamala Harris, not because of Kamala Harris's issues in the past with staffing or anything like that, but just as you'll well remember, and many of our viewers will as well, Kamala Harris went after Joe Biden and called him a racist, effectively, in one of the early campaigns. And in fact, in this same book, Steve, Joe Biden's wife, was quoted as saying something like, there are millions of people we could pick as vice president. How do we have to pick the person who called Joe a racist? Right. So I got to tell you, Steve, and I know you've been through this too, when your own wife isn't happy with the decisions that you're making, that doesn't bode well for Joe Biden. But I actually respect him a little bit more that he's tried to stand up for Kamala, even though she's been a disaster.
Well, and apparently she got the cover of Vogue magazine shortly after the inauguration. And apparently she didn't like the picture. She didn't like the clothes that she was wearing. She didn't like the fact that she was wearing Converse sneakers there. But Anna Wintour, apparently her staff tried to chew out Anna Wintour and said, look, I'm trying to make her more relatable. She wanted to be in some sort of a light blue suit or something like that. Said, what kind of, would they put another world leader in tennis shoes on the cover of Vogue? So, you know, as much as we've heard about the discord behind the scenes, it doesn't sound like the vice president is happy how things are going either.
Hey, Steve, I don't know about you, but you have to put the clothes on, right? If she was really that disappointed with what Anna Wintour or anybody at Vogue was suggesting, she could have just not put on the outfit that they wanted her to put on, and blaming them after the fact when you've already gotten the photos taken doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. This is, when you look at all the viral moments that she has had, this feels like Veep every single day. When I hear her talking, it really is just like Julia Louis-Dreyfus every single day. There have to be a lot of Veep moments.
No kidding. All right, joining us from his home studio, he could be wearing Converse shoes right now. Clay?
Hey, I don't even have shoes on right now, Steve. So if they pan down, and I got shorts on right now too. It's early morning. I got to get my kids to school.
Okay, so you're going to go to school in a sport coat and shorts?
That's my look. That's my look.
Couldn't. You gotta love it.
I'm driving through. Hey,
I
I'm
know.
driving through.
I know. All right. By the way, check out OutKick.com to find out what is clicking there. Clay, thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.